I stated, okay, if I can kill one cat today to prevent 453 kittens from being slaughtered tomorrow in some brutal way, I'm doing it. I'm using this analogy in some way to state that I would apply it to humans. Of course, yes, I would. I'd apply it to anything. If I have to be the Superman, I have to come save the day, and this is what's on the line, one versus 453,000. It just doesn't matter what the equation is. I'm doing it, whether it's for profit or to prevent loss. And if I don't do it, it's clear I am a fundamental cause of the bad event, because I didn't prevent the bad event when it was almost cost nothing to prevent. It was almost nothing. If you were Superman, you would what? Just stay on your couch? It's just unrealistic. You're too emotional. So let's change the kitten thing into humans. Kids on a playground somewhere and you have to shoot him in the head. Okay, just end him that fast. So they are 1 second, the next second he's asleep permanently. All right, and you cure childhood leukemia. No kid ever gets leukemia ever again. Now I can make it one step further. I can make it even more emotionally tougher. I can say you can't kill him with a bullet. You have to rip his heart out with your bare hands. You can't strangle him. You can't do it. No, you have to actually tear his heart out with your bare hands. Oh, now it's really getting rough, right? Now, because now I have all kinds of physiological and emotional. The equation is simple. There's nothing to have any apprehension about. You're saying, I'm going to advocate. I'm going to run away from the decision. You're a fundamental, integral cause of the outcome now. You may have murdered lots of people in your life and you just don't know it. You just don't know that because you bought the last hot dog at 7-Eleven. There was one left on the rack. Well, the next guy who came in was going to have a hot dog. Instead, he had a sausage, and he choked to death on it. Let's extrapolate that to humans. If I can kill one person today and prevent 453,000 people from being slaughtered tomorrow in a brutal way, I'm doing it. Yes, okay, if I can legally do that, sure, I'm doing it. And frankly, I like cats. I don't like people much, so it's going to be really easy, frankly. It's not going to be hard for me to find a human worth doing it to, frankly. If I could choose, I'd even like that even better, because there's lots of scum in the world. What number below 453,000 people being slaughtered tomorrow in some brutal way would be the lowest cutoff threshold where you would not act? Outcomes have real negatives and real positives, and it just doesn't matter if the difference between the positive and the negative is tiny. I still have to go with the one that produces the better result. How many of the 453,000 not wanting you to kill one person to prevent their suffering would make you choose not to act? Now, obviously, I don't have much respect for when humans stand up and say anything. Part of my argument is going to be is most humans are retarded. Why should I think they're anything other than functionally incapable of logic? We're really just talking about retard. If the retard says, I don't want to eat bananas, or some kind of, he protests in some way, I'm not going to pay attention to the retard. I'm going to apply my better judgment. It's all about the outcome. It's always just outcomes. That's all there is here. 453,000 kids spared their cancer diagnosis. No cancer. And I have to kill the one kid in some horrible, just disgusting manner. What other choice do you have? We have the power and we're making the future. You can pretend something else is happening, but that's what's happening. How do you know you aren't the one making a mess and making it harder for the right guys to win? I have tried to compose a counter argument and can find none. I can find absolutely no reason to doubt a single thing I've asserted. There's no reasoning to doubt. I have no good reason to believe in a God. I have no good reason to believe in some redeeming purpose to the function of these biological organisms. You have to explain to me how you're the good guys. So clearly I've argued about the means to the end. And so clearly the end might require there to be some minor war, with the holdouts, the ones that refuse to comply to civilization. The definition of unethical is when you have violated efficiency. Some of them are going to be not persuadable. And you might have to, you might have to do something about it. You might have to do something a little bit more aggressive. I'm kind of a fan of steamrollers, but whatever. There's some method you could figure out to stop the rapists.